Hi everyone, welcome to today's video. Do you have a reader in your life? Do you struggle to give them gifts? Well, look no further because in today's video I'm going to go over every single thing that a reader might possibly want. Here are some gifts that everyone might enjoy for every budget. The way I structured this video is that I'm going to split it into three big categories. We're going to start with very affordable, wallet-friendly gifts, things that are generally, I would say, under $15, but some of them are much less and some of them are almost free. A lot of the DIY ideas are also going to be in that category. Then the next category is going to be, I would say, approximately a range between $15 to $60. And then the third category is going to be very high priced, expensive items that if you have the budget, if you want to splurge on the reader in your life, you can get them something from that. These gifts are guaranteed to make any reader happy. So let's go into our first category. So the first affordable gift idea that I have is tabs. Now, I know you might say, hey, Xenia, I've never seen my reader friend use those. I don't think they're gonna be into it. I am convinced that any reader can be converted into a tabber, a reader who tabs. Basically, these are small, colorful sticky notes that you can put into your books, but they're not too sticky that they don't damage the paper of your books. And you can use them for your favorite quotes, your favorite moments, maybe your least favorite moments and things that you hated about the book. But these are genuinely very fun and they make reading a little bit more interactive and proactive. And also, after you finished reading your book, not only copies of your books are pretty because you have those colorful tabs, but also you can reread them and come back to some of your favorite moments or quotes. And I think genuinely anyone could use a set of colorful tabs for their reading. In that same stationery category is markers and colorful pens. A lot of people like to annotate their books, so write inside of the book, but even if they don't, they would still appreciate that gift because they could write their thoughts about their book somewhere else. Or if they have a reading journal, they would definitely use those type of stationery items. Also, if your reader friend has a reading journal and likes to keep track of their reading, I suggest getting them washi tape. Basically, it's like a tape that has some pretty pictures and you can use it to decorate your reading journal, but also you could use it to decorate your books if you feel like it. So again, that is something that a lot of people who like to annotate or tab their books would also appreciate. Within the same category is also stickers. Now, stickers are very popular these days. A lot of people decorate their e-readers such as Kindle with stickers, but also honestly you can put it on anything, right? This can be either general stickers that are about the love of books and the love of reading, but it can also be something specific to their book taste if you know it. If they have a favorite book, let's say it's ACOTAR, you can find stickers specifically for that book. The possibilities are endless and you can really make that gift very personalized to them and their taste. Next on the list is bookmarks. Now, hear me out. Bookmarks is something that readers lose all of the time. It is something that generally we don't splurge on for ourselves. And if you give them a bookmark, that is going to be something that not only is going to be very functional, but also every time they read a book, they're going to use it and remember you by. And I think it is actually a really nice gift. If you're a little bit crafty, you can take that up a notch and actually make a custom bookmark for them specifically. Let's say you know how to crochet. You can crochet a bookmark that is going to be so incredibly special for them. If you know how to sew, you can sew a bookmark. If you know how to do origami, you can try that. Maybe you can paint a bit and you can do a watercolor bookmark or paint it with any other medium that you know or you have. And truly, this can be almost a free gift. You can even do like a collage of your different pictures together or some of your inside jokes, and it will be so sweet because every time your reader friend is going to read a book and see that bookmark, not only they're going to remember you, but they're going to see pictures of you together or some funny quotes that you have in between yourself, and that is going to make them so happy. And also it is so special that you took the time to actually do that for them. I think that this is really truly a very, very customizable gift. Next on the list is a used book. Now I know that a lot of people have an idea that used books are all dusty, crusty, they're beat up, they look awful, they have some writing in them, but actually these are some of the used books that I have bought this year in different used book sales, and they are absolutely pristine. They look like they have never been touched or read by anyone, and you will never be able to distinguish them from a new book. And can you believe that each of them cost me between $1 and $3? So used book sales, library sales, and thrift stores are your best friends to find used books. The drawback of this gift is that it takes some time to actually find the sale, go there and find a book that would be according to your reader's reading taste. And generally with used books, you cannot just say, oh, I want to go and buy Pride and Prejudice for my friend and then go and find that book there. All of it depends on availability, and you really need to know kind of broader taste of your reader in order to find the book that is going to fit their taste. But it is possible if you're willing to put some work in it. And here is an idea how to take that gift even up a notch. A lot of bookstores, a lot of independent bookstores have been doing this thing called a blind date with a book. What that means is basically wrapping the book in a discrete piece of paper and then writing either the genre of the book and then some key points. Like let's say it's a romance. It would say, oh, enemies to lovers romance. It is set in small town and the main character has a dog. Something like that. And it adds an extra element of surprise because your reader only knows a few key points about this book. So they will have to guess what that is and unwrap it and see if they were right or wrong. And it just gives a little bit extra to your gift. The next idea might be one of my favorite ones, and that is a DIY book sleeve. A book sleeve is a paper cover that goes over the hardback and you can easily remove it. And something that you could do is actually make a custom book sleeve for your book friend. Let's say they have a favorite book. I don't know, let's say they love Twilight. You can Photoshop them into the cover of the Twilight and then print it out and make a custom book sleeve specifically for their copy of their book. And that is going to make them laugh, that is going to make them smile, because again, you put that thought into making something for them, but also you know their favorite book, you know what they like, and that just gives that extra level of specialness to the gift. The only things that you need for this gift is to know the measurements of the book sleeve and then a little bit of time spent in either Photoshop or Canva or any other editing software and then print it out. You can either go to Staples and print out the entire book sleeve, but you can also do that on a home printer on A4 paper and just tape pieces of it together. It really doesn't have to be perfect. Your reader is going to appreciate it anyway, and it can become an inside joke between you for many years to come. Next on my list is a reading lamp on a clip. Basically, it's like a clip with a small light that you can put on your book. This is an accessory that I feel like every reader will find a situation where this is useful, but not every reader would buy it for themselves. Even though it is not a very expensive item, it's just something that you don't typically buy for yourself, but makes a great gift. I think it is very useful in so many situations. Maybe your reader just wants some extra illumination in general on their book and they could use that light. Maybe they have a partner and they read late at night and they don't want to use a big light and wake their partner up. Or for example, if your reader reads on the plane, you know, sometimes they dim lights on the plane and then you have to reach and turn on your personal light, but first of all, it's not very strong, and second of all, you know, your reader might have some anxiety and not want to bother other people around them, so a reading light like that can be very, very useful. And if your budget allows, you can always combine a couple of these gifts and make them into a basket, into a little box. For example, you can get a used book, wrap it in a paper and make a blind date with the book out of it, then add some annotation tabs, a couple of markers, and a bookmark maybe that you handmade, you crocheted. And if you know how to crochet, making a bookmark probably is gonna take you like less than an hour for sure. Imagine how cute that already is. So you can mix and match all of those ideas to truly make the reader in your life 100% happy. Okay, let's move on to category number 2. The first subcategory is tech accessories. It can be a phone case. It can be either in general, I love reading type, or it can be something more personalized to their favorite book. Similarly, there are so many different e-reader cases. If your reader has a Kindle or any other type of e-reader, you can get them a new case and they will for sure appreciate it. I was also recently made aware that there is such thing as Kindle charms. Now, these are little things that you can put under the case, and they are so cute. There are so many different types of them, and really I think you can find something that is going to make your reader very happy. It is just a little trinket, but it is so cute and it is going to make them smile for sure. Also, if your reader does have a Kindle, for example, there are many things that you can buy to make reading on Kindle easier. For example, there are some straps that you can buy from Amazon that you kind of put your hand behind the Kindle and it is just a little bit easier to hold it. Also, you could gift them a pop socket. That is something that again is going to make holding a Kindle or any other e-reader a little bit easier for them. There is also such thing as a Kindle page turner. Now that is a small device that you put on your Kindle and then you have a remote control and you can turn your pages through the remote control instead of scrolling with your finger on your actual screen. It is just a little extra to make their reading a little bit more comfortable. It is a great gift, especially in the winter, because they could keep their hands in their warm blanket while they still turn their pages and keep on reading their book, and that is definitely something that if they don't have, they will absolutely love. Another great gift idea for your book lover are blue light glasses. This can be either with or without prescription, and you can even get them from Amazon or more specific places, but basically these help to protect your eyes from the damaging blue light of any type of screen. So if they like an e-reader, they might enjoy this because protecting our eyes from blue light helps to promote better sleep and has many other health benefits. Also, to be fair, even if they don't read on Kindle, all of us spend way too much time staring at screens, so anyone can use a pair of blue light glasses to protect their eyes. Next on my list are book stoppers. These are basically heavy objects that you can put at the edges of your bookshelf in order for your books to not fall down. It might seem like not a big deal, but actually it is one of the most useful gifts personally I have ever received. I absolutely love my book stoppers. If your reader has any physical books but doesn't have book stoppers yet, they really need them. Next on my list are book stands. Now this can be either for physical books or for e-readers. If we're talking about stands for physical books, they look something like this and they allow you to essentially read hands-free. Sometimes books are heavy. Sometimes you want to eat and continue reading your book because you're so immersed in the story. So these can be very handy and very nice addition to their reading routine. There are also stands for e-readers in case that is something that your reader friends uses more, and those can either be looking like a tripod thing that you can basically put over yourself and you don't have to actually physically hold your Kindle or your reader, so you only have to flip the pages, or you can actually flip them with a clicker if you have that as well. Also, there are a lot of new stands that kind of look like a cushion with a bowl for snacks that are very popular right now. If your reader friend is a big snacker when they read, that might be something that they appreciate. It all just depends on their preferences and kind of their reading routine. Next is a book sleeve, which is basically a little bag where you can put your book in case you're traveling, or if you have a big bag and you carry a lot of things with you, you can put your book in the book sleeve so that it doesn't get scratched by your keys, by your other items in your bag. And those are so nice, and I feel like, again, this is one of those items that you don't necessarily think about buying for yourself because it is very nice to have, but also you feel like, oh, but it's not a necessity. I don't need it to read books, but it is very nice addition, and I feel like it is a very, very good gift to give. Now again, if you are crafty, you can actually make those themselves. You can crochet them, you can sew them if you know how to, but I do really think this makes a very nice gift. Next is textiles. Most of the readers like to be kind of cozy when they read, and one of the best things to give to a reader is a cozy blanket. Just something that they can wrap themselves into and be very warm and cozy as they read their book. Also, there are so many different hoodies, t-shirts, sweatshirts that you can find. Some of them are more book specific. They're about a specific series or a specific book. Some of them are more just in general about being a book lover and the love for reading. Personally, I think you cannot go wrong with a sweatshirt, especially if it is a little bit oversized. Let's get the obvious out of the way. You can gift your book lover a new book, but also if you don't know exactly what book to gift them, but you know the general genres of the books that they prefer, you can buy them a blind date with a book. There are already pre-existing blind dates with the books. There is a lot of them on Etsy, but you can also find them in Indigo and Barnes & Noble and other bookstores, and they are just so nice because you don't actually have to pick a specific book. You just need to know the genre of the book, and that's it. It adds that element of surprise, element of trying to guess what this book is, and your reader is going to be very happy. You can also gift your book lover a reading journal. These would be generally divided into two categories. The first one is going to be a pre-filled reading journal, or otherwise you can give them a plain journal, something that they can fill out themselves and kind of make the overall structure themselves. If you know that your reader is artsy, maybe they like to journal, maybe they like to paint, do calligraphy, any of those things, they might prefer the empty one. But if your reader is someone who likes to log their books, who is organized but at the same time is a bit busy and doesn't have the time to set up their own journal, they might prefer the one that is already set up more. If the reader in your life is someone who likes to wear jewelry, you can actually make them a custom mini book necklace. Those are very cute, and as I said, they are custom, so you can make them with whatever their favorite book is. The next subcategory is kind of a big one, and that has anything to do with a bookshelf decor. So that could be either fairy lights to make the bookshelves a little bit more magical. It could be a vase. There has been one very popular vase that is shaped like a book that you can put on your bookshelf, and it will be very cute on theme with the bookshelf. Also, if your reader really loves audiobooks, they might appreciate a puzzle. It is a very fun combination of working on your puzzle while at the same time listening to an audiobook, and that is something that they might appreciate. Also, there are many bookish trinkets, just like little bits of little statues or things that the readers can put on their bookshelf to make it a little bit more decorated and a little bit more festive. Also, if your reader really loves plushies, recently Jellycats have been extremely popular. These are just little plushies, but they look very cute because they all have smiley faces, and that can also be a bookshelf decor if your reader is into plushies. And if you know how to crochet or sew, you can also make your own. There is so much inspiration that you can find on Pinterest, and it is going to be a lot cheaper because, to be honest, Jellycats, they are not very cheap plushies. Now we made it to the last category, and these gifts are expensive, but if you have the budget, if you want to really splurge on your reader friend, here are some of the things I think they might enjoy. First is an e-reader. Now, I don't really know much about other e-readers except Kindle. That is something that I use, but e-readers are a really great gift. I used to be someone who was like, oh no, I only want to read my books on the paper, and it is about feeling and smelling books, and I don't like reading off the screen. I used to be like that until someone gifted me an e-reader, and now I'm addicted to my Kindle. If we talk about Kindle, recently Kindle came out with Kindle Colorsoft. That is a version that basically has color display, and those colors are very pastel-like. If your reader really appreciates graphic novels and reads a lot of them, this might be a good option. However, However, they are typically more expensive than the general black and white Kindle that is called Kindle Paperwhite. But honestly, a colored screen on a Kindle is a fun addition for sure, but it is not a necessity. You can still give them the classic Paperwhite, the black and white screen Kindle, and honestly, it covers all of the reader's needs and they will still really appreciate it. Speaking of Kindle, if you're gifting one to your reader or if they already have one, you can gift them a Kindle Unlimited subscription. This typically runs between $10 to $13 a month depending on where you are, but basically it allows a Kindle user to access hundreds of different books and borrow up to 20 books at a time and have them in their library for as long as the subscription is active. And that can be an amazing gift for your reader because essentially you are gifting them thousands of books, but they have the freedom to choose whatever they want to read. Next on the list are special editions of books. These can be very pricey. I think some of them can be about $30-40, so just a bit more expensive than a regular book, but some of them can be hundreds of dollars. And here you need to know what kind of books your reader likes to read, because I don't think anyone wants a special edition of their least favorite book. So you need to know their reading taste really well and know what are their favorite books. This can be something that is really going to upgrade their bookshelf, something that they can display. If your reader also really likes collecting things, that can be something that they might enjoy. Some of the places where you can buy special editions of books are Barnes & Noble or Indigo, Illumicrate, Etsy, Amazon, Litjoy, eBay, and many more. Another thing that you can do is you can make a custom bound book for your reader. You're basically ordering an artist to buy the book of your choice and they are going to rebind it into something beautiful. You're choosing the colors, the design, everything of it, and it is going to make it so special because that is going to be the only copy of this book in this specific binding in the whole world. But you need to know what kind of book they might enjoy having rebound in this special edition. Next big item are high quality over-the-head headphones. Personally, I use Sony XM5s. However, there are many different brands. There are Apple headphones, there is Bose, there is JBL, there is Marshall. There are many different brands to choose from. But I think this makes a really good gift for a reader for multiple reasons. First of all, it allows to listen to audiobooks and it is very convenient. You can clean the house while you're listening to audiobook, go on walks, exercise, do whatever you need to do, and you can still enjoy your audiobook at the same time. Also, some readers really like to listen to music or some ambience like rain sounds or fire sounds as they're reading a book. And personally, I am someone who doesn't like to listen to anything and sound actually distracts me from reading, but I use my headphones to actually create silence. So I just put them on without any music or anything, but it just tones down the sounds around me a little bit to the point where I can fully focus on my book and not be distracted by all of the noise around me. And I think if you have the budget, it is a very good gift that a lot of readers will appreciate. If your reader doesn't have a printer, that is something that they might actually really appreciate, especially if they like to journal, because that will give them the opportunity to print out their own things. They can print out little covers of the book, let's say if they keep track of every book that they've read this year, and that is something that can genuinely be very useful to them if they don't have one already. Next is a very big one, and that is in general bookshelves. A very popular option for a bookshelf is IKEA Billy bookcase. I feel like that is just a staple that is very customizable. They have really different sizes of their bookcases and different kind of layouts, so you can really make them fit into what your reader needs from their bookshelf and also the space where they live. From that similar category of furniture is a reading chair. My advice for picking a reading chair is something that is very soft and something that ideally is big. When you read on your reading chair, sometimes you want to put your legs up. If you have pets, they will think that that is their chair, not your reading chair. I am talking from experience. experience here. Obviously, you need to know what kind of space you are working with, but something that is big, comfortable, and something that is going to be very enjoyable to sit on for a really long time. And if you really want to do something big for your reader, you can give them their reading corner makeover / create their reading corner if they don't have one. Basically, that means putting some bookshelf, a reading chair, some trinkets, some books, just making a little space in their house where they could read and be completely uninterrupted and fully gone into their fictional world. And that is something that is going to make them absolutely love you for the rest of their lives. Now, you can find a lot of inspiration on Pinterest. There are so many cute ideas depending on the style and depending on the space that you have to work with. It can be very small, it can be very big, but generally, reading corner is something that involves having space to store books, also known as bookshelves, a reading chair, a reading sofa, a place where you can relax and read a book, and then some sort of accessories, lighting, decor, something that is going to make it feel a little bit special, a little bit more decorated, and look cute. As a footnote, I wanted to say that it is always okay to give bookstore gift card. I know a lot of people don't like giving gift cards, but they can be very useful, and your reader can go and splurge on themselves and pick books that they want, pick maybe some accessories that they want from a bookstore. And remember, no matter what you decide on or what budget you have, your reader is going to love and appreciate you for thinking of them and for considering their hobbies and thinking about the things that they genuinely enjoy, and your gift is definitely going to make them feel happy. I'm going to link every single thing that I spoke about today in the description below. Also, I have created a public Pinterest board where I have put all of the images that you have seen in this video so that you can find some inspiration and really find the best gift for your reader friend. Thank you so much for watching this. I hope this video was helpful. If you have any other gift ideas for a book lover, please drop them down in the comments below, or what has been your favorite gift that you have been given as a reader. I would love to hear that. Happy gift giving. Bye!